The Resident Evil 3 remake is one of the remakes of all time. It's been 4 years since the release of the Resident Evil 3 remake. How does it hold up today? If there's one thing I love more than the never-ending stream of remakes, it's actually the Resident Evil remakes. Because, let's be honest, Capcom just knows how to do it right. Most of the time. That brings us to Resident Evil 3 Remake, an odd outlier in an otherwise winning streak. After the massive success of the RE2 remake, you'd expect the RE3 remake to ride that same wave of nostalgia, especially with a beloved character like Jill Valentine at the helm. But, as we know, things didn't exactly go that way. The RE3 remake faced a wave of criticism for its short length, cut content, and lackluster gameplay. But here's the thing. I think there's still a lot to appreciate for newcomers of the series and old fans. So today, I want to take a moment to look beyond the criticism and enjoy the ride. First up, let's talk about Jill Valentine. Jill is no damsel in distress. She's resourceful, smart, and capable of handling a full-blown outbreak without breaking a sweat, most of the time. What's great about Jill in the RE3 remake is that she feels more human. She's not just running from zombies, she's dealing with the weight of her past, the trauma of being a former STARS member. And oh yeah, she's being hunted by a bioweapon. Just another Tuesday night, right? Jill's story gives the game some serious emotional depth, and it's hard not to root for her every step of the way. Then there's Carlos Oliveira, the guy who somehow manages to be a charming mercenary while everything around him is falling apart. And while he starts off blindly following Umbrella's orders, he slowly realizes that maybe working for a shady biotech company wasn't the best career choice. While Jill's trying to survive on agility and strategy, Carlos brings a more straightforward, shoot first, ask questions later approach with his assault rifle and signature punch counter. Who needs fancy dodges when you can just clock a zombie in the face? His evolving perspective adds depth to his character, making him more than just the guy with great hair and a big gun. Let's talk about Raccoon City itself. If there's one thing Capcom nailed, it's the environment. The city feels alive, even as it's falling apart. From the abandoned streets to the dimly lit sewers, every area oozes atmosphere, sometimes literally. The RE engine brings Raccoon City to life in the most visually stunning way, with enough detail to make you feel like you're actually running for your life through a city on the brink of collapse. What's awesome is how the environment helps tell the story. You see the remnants of normal life before everything went sideways. Clothes scattered on the ground, broken storefronts, and the occasional zombie shuffling by in a suit. It's a small touch, but it grounds the chaos in reality, making it feel all the more immersive. The Resident Evil 3 remake isn't just about blowing up zombies and dodging Nemesis. It has some pretty solid storytelling. Jill's fight isn't just against the infected, or even Nemesis. It's a fight to expose the truth about Umbrella and take back control of her life. The whole corporate greed leads to global catastrophe theme might feel a little too real these days, but it adds weight to the story. Carlos's side of the story also gives us a look at redemption. He's working for the bad guys, Umbrella. But by the end, he's fighting for something bigger than himself. The dual perspective between Jill and Carlos helps balance the narrative, giving us a well-rounded view of survival in Raccoon City. So, is the Resident Evil 3 remake perfect? Not at all. Does it deserve the criticism for its shorter campaign and cut content? Of course, but it's still a fun, action-packed game that caters to the casual audience and longtime fans alike. The characters are memorable, the story has depth, and the world of Raccoon City is brought to life in a way that keeps you hooked from start to finish. If you're looking for a game that introduces you to the Resident Evil universe without diving too deep into the slow burn horror, this remake strikes a balance between tension and action. So, whether you're revisiting it or playing for the first time, there's still plenty of fun to be had. Sometimes it's okay to just sit back, punch a few zombies, and enjoy the ride.